There we go. All right, we're looking good. Got good network. Better get plugged in. It's like you're never totally ready to do anything, you know? First, Colorado. It's a hard crew to get first in, man. Congratulations, Colorado. Patriot Grandma, silly for him, hello. Critical thinker, free Julian Assange. That's right, man. How long do we put up with this stuff? Get our J6ers out of prison. For crying out loud. Day 1,179 of peacefully awaiting our government to fix the problems that they created. Hey, Gator Girl, hello. How are you today? Let's see, today is March 28th. It's a Thursday. The days are flying by. The trees are starting to bloom here at the park. It's a beautiful, beautiful park we got here. It's been around for a long time. This is called Long's Park in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And a long time ago, this used to be a golf course, a 9-hole golf course. But since then, we got a big amphitheater over here. We have musical events here and stuff. It's got a gigantic lawn. It's just one of them beautiful spots. It's great to have a community here. They do fireworks here. They used to bring in all these old cannons, you know, from like the Civil War. And they'd play that 1812 overture and blast all the cannons, but I don't think they did. I think they made a law you can't fire cannons anymore. All right, Colorado, opening day. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's kind of warm. Not warm, but it's not cold anymore. Yeah, bring on the weather. Allergies, man, they're no fun. I haven't suffered from them, but lately I've been getting. I think I'm acquiring them. But who knows? It could just be the chemtrails. I don't know. So we're going to cover Vigil number 604 last night at Freedom Corner. Wednesday night, last night. Dwight led off with a great prayer. They had the awnings set up, so it was kind of tight. There was quite a few people there. So you could hear a lot of people talking and stuff in the background. But we got calls from Taylor Jonatakis, Chris Quagland, John George Todd, and Jeff Sable last night. So it was a great night for phone calls. 4 great patriots there. And Taylor Jonatakis started it out talking about Atlas Shrugged again, that Ayn Rand book, or Ayn, A-Y-N is how you spell her name. I don't know. I just say Ann, but some people go Ayn. But yes, she has written many poignant books, for sure, talking about socialism and government and stuff. And Taylor, I think, has gotten everybody in there to read Atlas Shrugged. But basically, Atlas Shrugged, talking about socialism. Everything falls apart in socialism, man. It's not what we want. We don't want socialism. We got this beautiful country here with an amazing Constitution, a Declaration of Independence that told the world why we were splitting apart and creating our own constitutional republic here. And it was a novel government at the time, and it has survived now 248 years almost. It'll be 248 years it's been around. Hi, Lee Sorensen and Priscilla. It's good to have you here. doxing grandma. That's all right. That's all right. You can't make them all, right? And everybody got to take a break every once in a while too. So it's not a biggie. But if we don't see you for a couple days, we start worrying about you. That's the good thing about having a nice family here. Taylor Jonatakis also started talking about this bridge collapse, and I want to talk about this bridge collapse once we get done with the J6 notes here, because there's a lot of wacko stuff here. So get your comments ready for that. But he was saying, let's just reserve judgment. Last night was, I think, getting on 24 hours since the accident happened. We had one day to watch the mainstream media put spins all over it, and all the right-wingers coming out with what they're saying about it. And Taylor's just, give it some time. And Taylor says he listens to Dan Bongino on the radio, I believe. I see clips of Dan Bongino every day on my news feed that I watch in the morning. And I don't know. I don't like the guy that much, but he's better than Rachel Maddow, But Dan Bongino is also saying, wait 48 hours before you start making judgments on things. Within 24 hours, though, a lot of wacky stuff is happening. We'll talk about that then. Sherry got on the microphone and announced victory on the Get New Flags Over the Gulag battle. We all know that nothing happens without 300 phone calls at the Gulag, but I guess we finally did it. You patriots called them up and nagged them enough and harassed them enough till they put up new flags, for crying out loud. I mean, they don't do anything without 300 phone calls there, man. Yeah, Bongino's on it there, Nova, but I don't know. Sometimes he gets goofy and stuff. I don't know. He's more like drama. I just like regular newscasters. And Bongino's got a lot of opinion in what he says. But I like hearing his opinion, but it's not news. I like news, where you just, here's the facts. Here's the facts. He puts a lot of opinions and stuff in it, man. Listening to my dog with gas is better than listening to Rachel Maddow. That's funny too. I gotta post that, Colorado. They say there's nothing more American than grabbing a hot dog, heading to the ballpark, and watching 9 guys from the Dominican Republic play baseball. That's a good one. What's up, Smalley? How's it going, bud? Bongino stresses you out. And there's a lot of people, we can get their opinions from and listen to. I kind of try to keep my finger on the pulse of all of them. But man, they're even the right wingers, man. I guess I'm just a libertarian to the core. Because even I see the right wing spin on stuff too. So we got new flags at the Gulag, and that's a victory. That's a victory. I remember they couldn't even cut the grass at the Gulag on the outdoor area where they take the guys outside, man. They weren't taking the guys outside last summer because the grass was too long. So we had to do a phone call push to get them to cut the grass, for crying out loud, man. Hi, Gene Shannon and Elaine Miller, hello. Okay, we got a call then from Chris Quaglin. He had a court date today. He's finally in court. Judge McFadden is his judge, and McFadden is a Trump-appointed judge there. So I would imagine if we've got a chance with anybody, he's still inside that building, and I think there's something to that courthouse where they got some kind of stuff going on inside there. I don't know if it's electronic mind control, but everybody who goes in there and starts arguing a case lose all concept of rationality, it seems. It seems like you just walk in the door and you get Trump derangement syndrome in that courthouse. But Chris Quagland finally had his court date. He says he got the hairy eyeball from the prosecutor. Her name is Ashley Aker. And then out in the seats where you can sit and watch the court cases, we had lots of Freedom Corner warriors. Mickey, Nicole was all there. There was a bunch there. But the haters were there too. You can't go anywhere without seeing AP with her little stupid notebook, and whoever follows her around, whoever she's with at the time. But apparently there was a bunch of them there. Yeah, court reporter, Washington D.C. court reporter AP. How about that stuff, huh? Crazy. But I guess, I don't know, whatever. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, great call making them, or great job making them calls, everybody. That's what we need to do. That's one way of doing things. It's kind of a hassle, but we got it done. Got it done again. Let's see, we got the grass mowed, we got the phones fixed, we got visitation, hopefully we're getting video visits soon, we got the kiosk at the commissary fixed. I mean, there's a whole list of stuff that we got done by making a bazillion phone calls to the prison. You'd think they would just do their job. We've gotten the mail delivered. We got, we got them haircuts. We got them nail clippers for a day. I mean, they just are, I don't know. I can't work with people like that, you know? I like working with people who take their job seriously and, want to do a good job. But it seems like everybody that works at the Gulag is a slacker. Unbelievable. Nothing gets done unless they get harassed. And we're seeing that everywhere right now. Look at Boeing. Look at Delta Airlines. Everything. Once they started hiring people for anything other than job performance, things started going downhill. So yeah, Chris Quagland was there in court, and I hope things are going well. I'm praying for Chris. He's filed like 300 grievances. I think he's going to get the people to come in and testify that took his grievances. I don't know. He's got some kind of plan. I think he's got a lawyer now too. He was able to scrounge up enough money to get an attorney. I'm not sure what's going on with Chris Quagland there, but his case is a cluster. It has been going on, and there are so many different issues going on. He's got the Marshal Service coming to talk to him in the Gulag area. They said the boss is going to come in to meet him. So pray for Chris Quagland, man. He's fighting him as much as you can possibly fight him, and I love him for that, man. Love him for that. Yeah, it's a government job. Always a race to the bottom. Just go to your local Department of Motor Vehicles, your local DMV, or your local Department of Transportation, and look at the people working there. They're more concerned about their nails than they are about doing paperwork. And sometimes they got such long fingernails, they can't do paperwork, But it's everywhere. It's everywhere, Patriots. All right, silly for him with the news links. Kansas City lawmakers passed ban on puberty blockers and hormones for minors. Democrat governor expected to veto it. Well, of course they'll veto it. What else would they want? People might breed. What's he gonna do? How's he gonna stop that? That's right. Third of its kind. Good to see you. Kamala Harris is a DEI hire because Biden committed to having a female VP when he was running for president. That's right. That's what he told everybody. He didn't know who the VP pick was going to be, but it was going to be a female, and preferably a woman of color. What kind of nonsense is that, man? Good to see you, third of your kind. Last I heard, you weren't doing too good, but I hope you got over it. Just a sickness or a flu or something there. It's good to see you in here. Okay, now, So yeah, it's we got that crew of haters just hanging around the courthouse. Ever since we started hanging around the courthouse, now they hang around the courthouse and they write their little chalk messages on the sidewalk outside. They put stickers on the lampposts and everything, and then they go inside the courtroom. They all get on the chat link for the court hearing, and they leave stupid comments. What a crowd. What a clown show crowd they got going on there. Okay, we got another link here. Trump gave a generous donation to the foundation that paid off family mortgage of slain NYPD officer. And I heard he was going to the memorial service for that officer today. Hi, Karen Saab. Elaine Miller, hello. Okay, then we got a call from John George Todd III, and he was talking about chickens and turkeys and all kinds of stuff. He just, man, when he gets on the phone, he just escapes prison. You know, he's just talking about stuff back home and his friends and things like that, man. It's definitely a release for him to be able to talk to us out at the corner. He's just... And what a position. These are the people, we're calling, all these guys call out to us. And FJB expects us to believe that these people are domestic terrorists. So dangerous that they can't be released on bail before their trials. Look at the amount of money this is costing the American taxpayers, just keeping these guys in prison before their trials. It's an abomination, and hopefully it's more wickedness exposed. And when a guy like John George Todd gets on the phone and all he wants to do is just yuck it up and talk about home, you got to see that he is not a terrorist, you know. They keep saying it's an insurrection, but what, nobody showed up with weapons? And then for 1,179 days, we haven't really rose up and done anything. Even a massive protest, we haven't done anything like that. We haven't gotten violent. We didn't burn any cities down. We didn't kill anybody. Like what the other side does when they get all pissed off. 1,179 days, man. We're still a peaceful country, and they're poking us in the eye and throwing our patriots in jail and killing us by keeping the border open with the fentanyl problems. And knocking off people that are getting ready to testify in court hearings and stuff, man. The suicide list, the Hillary Clinton suicide list. It just goes on and on and on. And in the meantime, Hillary and Obama's going and visiting the Prime Minister of Britain or England and Ireland and all these things. It's like they think they are still in charge. And it's obvious FJB is not in charge, man. AP is always negative about, yeah, of course, I wouldn't think she would say anything positive about him. I just can't bring myself to watch it. I've seen she does she even had a show one day that was called J6 News Updates and Chat. I mean, just come up with your own gig, AP, you know? Come on. Always got to, always like a leech, like a goiter, you know? She can't just be her own thing. She's got to latch on to something or somebody else and ride that one out like a parasite, you know? It's unbelievable. But that's DC for you, man. I guess there's some of them people in every town. But yeah, man, it was good to hear from John George Todd. Sherry did the roll call last night. We had a great crew in the chats. Just good commentaries in the chat about what's going on and what we can do about it, what we're going to do about it. So if you want to watch Freedom Corner, get on Sapphire Patriot. That's one channel that I mod on. There's other channels down there. 1791 Stormtroopers got a great chat going in there. They all got good chats, man. Rebecca's got a great chat for Ashley. J6 Vigil's got a great chat and great moderators. So we don't put up with riffraff, you know. The trolls are expected, can't keep trolls from watching your thing, but if they just stay quiet and don't say stupid comments, you know, then they don't get deleted. But they will be deleted if they start saying stupid things, man. Right? No original thought in that mind. That's true. A goiter. Okay, I saw this, man. Sam Bankman-Fried. Imagine that name. Isn't it ironic? Just the name, Sam Bankman-Fried. I think it's called Freed, but Bankman's fried. He's in jail for 25 years, man. And this was a money laundering program that the Democrats had going, and now they're just throwing him under the bus. This guy facilitated the whole thing, laundered $1 billion at least, from the way I understand it. A lot of that money got donated to Democrat campaigns, whether they were representatives or judges, or they go after the district attorneys now. They want to put district attorneys in place, so they're funding a lot of those elections. And now they're throwing them under the bus, man. 25 years in prison, man. All the other Democrats get off, but Sam Bankman, you didn't win the lottery. They're throwing you under the bus because they got to look like they're doing something, you know. I mean, Hunter Biden's still running free, and they got to give a distraction story. Hunter Biden was testifying at something yesterday. So Bankman-Fried, you were the guy. You were the news distraction yesterday. You got thrown in jail. Have a good time, 25 years. I'm sure if you had a jury of your peers, maybe if you had a jury of your investors, you might be in jail for more than that. So consider yourself lucky there, Sam Bankman-Fried. Jeff Sable got on the line then. Had a great national anthem last night. Had a great crowd. I mean, there was at least 15 people there last night. And a lot of people that are coming there regularly. Jade, what a great young lady that's been there forever. A bunch of people have been showing up regular. Of course, we got the hardcore regulars. We got Katie every night, man, and Dwight and Lily every night. Hoofing all that equipment down that corner, setting it up every night, and tearing it down, man. 604 times, man, they've done that. Hauled it all down there. Of course, we used to be able to drive right up to the spot, but a long time ago, something happened. Now we can't just drive down there. So now all the old people that show up there got to walk all the way down that hill, down that broken up sidewalk. DC's a shithole. That's all there is to it, Patriots. It's not a pleasant place, and I really got to hand it to the Freedom Corner Warriors that are there every single night. Mickey, Nicole, Tammy, Stormtrooper, Sherry, every single night. Dwight and Lily, Rebecca. Awesome Patriots, awesome Patriots. I wish I could be there with you, man, but I couldn't take it I had to tap out for a while. But the weather's getting warmer. I couldn't find anywhere to camp anymore, you know. They got limits on the campgrounds around there. You can only camp for like 2 weeks every year in these campgrounds. And they got some goofy story like, well, these immigrants moved in and they wouldn't move out. You know, they got a million excuses why they can't just have a campground that you can buy the site, and if nobody's there, you gotta leave anyways, because it doesn't make any sense as a business to run a campground like that. Okay, what do we got here? There's a migrant who instructed illegal aliens on how to invade the U.S. homes is now a fugitive. I'm not up on this story, so I saw it, but I didn't read it. I heard they were squatting in homes and stuff, and that became a big problem out in California. Of course, that's going to be a big problem when you let the whole country get invaded by people that, you know, have a limited amount of money, man. Hello, C for Freedom. You beautiful patriot. You too. They are dedicated California patriot. And it's repulsive down there. They would definitely rather be home. But we got a battle to fight here. This can't go on. This can't go on. We got to stand strong. Then Jeff Sable, they had a couple of news things at the end. One of them was that Joe Lieberman died. Senator Joe Lieberman from Connecticut. I believe he was a vice president candidate, I think, for Al Gore. Yeah, Al Gore was in 2000. Joe Lieberman was Al Gore's running mate in that election. And what I was reading lately is right before I got on here today was that he was he was an old school Democrat, and I don't believe that he was on board with the course that the Democrat Party has taken over the last 5 or 10 years. The Democrat Party has gone way, way left. And I watched the Tucker Carlson, Tulsi Gabbard interview yesterday, and she's saying the same thing. That is why she left the Democrat Party. She was going to go, the first split that she had with the Democrat Party was when Hillary was running for president. And she was criticizing Hillary's ability to manage foreign relations specifically. Hillary was the Secretary of State, and we went through they got rid of Gaddafi, that heinous takeover that they did in Libya, murdered Gaddafi, like on film. And what else did they do? The Benghazi thing happened under Hillary's State Department leadership. And Tulsi was like, this woman cannot handle foreign relations and should not be given the nomination. So she pulled back and endorsed Bernie Sanders. And of course, that created a huge rift. They just ostracized her. They were like, hey man, you messed up. You don't go against the Obama, you know? So And Tulsi just spoke at CPAC, so she was one of the top speakers at CPAC lately. I wouldn't call her like a right-winger or anything, but she's just into common sense government, you know? She doesn't want these people getting rich. She's very against insider trading with the stocks and stuff. She is not wealthy, and Tucker was vouching for that. It was a very interesting interview. If you got time, check it out. It's only an hour long. And I like to hear other people's opinions, you know. She comes from the Democrat side of things, but I think she saw the light. And what happened to the Democrat Party is they went radical. They went radical on her, and she's like left without a party now. And that's what Joe Lieberman was started. He started an organization called No Party or something like that, the No Party Party. There was a Gateway Pundit thing in there about that. Okay, the Federal Appeals Court rejects invasion claims, issues new block on Texas law to arrest illegals. The ongoing battle with Texas. I don't know what's with these courts, man. There's got to be a better way. Okay, Sully says, Gaddafi used to stay at the Clintons' home in New York? Really? Gaddafi had a paradise going there. And he was going to start a gold-backed currency, and I think that's what fired up the Clintons against him. Because that, you know, you start a gold-backed currency. He was stockpiling gold. Still don't know what happened to Gaddafi's gold. Well, that all just disappeared. Smalley. It's always a party when Smalley's around. Oh, thanks, Karen. I try to find nice spots, you know. It's better than, I don't know. It's just nicer than having the green screen with a library behind me and stuff. But there's rainy days, we got to do that. But if it's nice out, I'd like to get you guys outside too. This is a really cool pavilion, old pavilion here. Beautiful park. Hi, Carrie's Musings, Party Bonza, hello. All right, we're getting the crew in here. Hi, Stua, Patriot crew. Okay, let's talk about the Francis Scott Key Bridge. I spent a lot of time watching that video. There's a video that was shot from out on the water that shows the whole thing, but it's from a great distance away, and it shows that boat coming in. It's like the last 6 minutes of that. All right, we'll go over this first here. New Jersey Democrat councilwoman posts meme calling Easter eggs aborted chicken babies that were painted in drag. Oh my God, these people are warped. These people are warped. I got a really funny meme about that. Let me see if I can find this. Check this out. In nature, poisonous creatures will often develop bright colors to warn others of their toxicity. Oh, I was rolling on that one, man. Hi, Lamont Cherie, Priscilla, hello. Tammy Green, hello. So yeah, you know, them poison frogs. Doesn't that remind you of that? Okay, so the bridge. All right, these are my main questions, man. Was that boat the most overloaded boat you've ever seen? I've seen these container ships before, and they load them up, but man, it just seemed like that was the most loaded up shipping container building I have ever seen in my life, okay? That thing was stacked up to the top of the towers. They could barely see over the containers, over the whole ship. From the back of that boat to the front was just stacked with containers. Okay, then the boat comes in, and when you slow it down and you zoom in, you can see the moment that boat supposedly hits the concrete pilings there's like a burst. Poof. And when you look at those concrete pilings, that concrete piling is gone. So that ship took that whole concrete piling out. When you look at the other one that's left, the one that was on the other side of the main span, it's made up of 4 massive concrete pilings, okay? So somehow it looks like something blasted those concrete pilings out right before the boat hit. And then the boat hit that thing, all right? And then as the bridge falls, there's these flashes everywhere the bridge broke. You can see little flashes. So these were either explosions, or when a steel girder rips apart, it makes sparks. Maybe that could have been what the flashes are there. But every point where the girders broke apart, there's flashes. And there's dozens of them that happen all over that when you really zoom in and start looking at things. Somehow or another, they said this boat was going 8 knots or 9 miles an hour. Somehow or another, the bridge deck landed on top of the boat. Okay, so that means at 8 or 9 miles an hour, that was what, a 4-lane wide highway, which is what, 100 feet wide at least. So in the 2 seconds it took that bridge to fall, that boat got all the way underneath it. And the front of that boat has very little damage, or ship, it's a ship, I'm sorry. The front of that ship has very little damage, right? If that ship is what knocked that whole concrete piling down, I would expect to see a lot more damage on the front of that ship. Okay, and also, when the ship's front, the bow of the ship, it flares out like this, right? So when the ship would have hit that thing, it would have hit up on the lip, you know? The edge of the boat comes up like this. This is what would have hit, not down here. Down here is where the big, what looked like a big dust cloud, like it shot out of there, you know, like it was blown up, like explosives were in that concrete, and right before it hit that. And furthermore, look at the other concrete piling that's left, okay? The one is gone. It's totally gone. The boat is sitting there. It's not there anymore. It's below water, it's gone to below water level. The other one's still there. There's 4 massive posts, and then there's concrete beams at water level that kind of tie the 4 posts together. And those are gone. Those are gone, man, on the side that the ship hit. Okay, here's a link for the Gateway Pundit article that's on there. There are so many articles out there. I mean, news is just flying around. I watch this stuff all day long today, man. Very little people hurt. I haven't heard of one person that got hurt on that ship, okay? Now, a lot of the news, I'm sure, is going to get skewed, all right? They're going to be putting disinformation out with the real information, and we got to pray for discernment here. This is important. We got to be able to pick out what is fake news, and then from that point on, whoever told us that fake news is discredited. And slowly but surely, we will weed down who can we trust to give us legitimate information on this event. So I watched the NTSB, the National Transportation and Safety Board, gave a press conference. I watched all of that and listened to what they were saying. And I just find it odd that the way that ship is shaped, the big puff of smoke when that ship supposedly hit that concrete didn't come from up where the ship would have been hitting the concrete. It came from down below at water level. And then here's what I think happened. Charges went off, weakened that concrete, and then the ship pushed that concrete off and allowed the ship to get underneath the highway before it fell onto the top of the bow of the ship, okay? And then it looked like there was charges going off on the structure, the beams, the girders on the steel parts of that bridge, and the whole bridge came down. Okay. So fact, the bridge is in the water right now. The port of Baltimore is shut down. There was many different places where you could unload boats in there, but this one was at the end. There are no more ships getting into that harbor, that port, until this is cleared out. So it effectively shut down the entire port of Baltimore, which will really hurt commerce in the future, in the near future here. We don't even realize the repercussions that this is going to have yet, because it's major. It is major. There was a lot of coal that was shipped out of there. I heard it's the #1 coal shipping area there. Okay, now we got, yes, Tammy Green, we got black box. These ships have a black box on them, just like the airplanes, and lo and behold, 2 critical minutes of the black box footage is missing. How does that happen? How does that happen? That means that there was 2 minutes on that black box recorded everything. But there is 2 minutes that somebody is not allowing to be released, man. Because I do not buy that for 1 second. The black box, you can't shut the black box on and off. The black box is on. While that ship is underway, that black box is on. That's how they build them. As far as I know, when a plane catches on fire, the black box works until the thing crashes into the ground, right? How can there be missing 2 minutes on the black box? Okay, here, Sully's got a great link. MV Dolly hitting Key Bridge 8-minute video. Okay, that might be the one video that you can zoom in on. Some of the videos I could not zoom in with, and I don't know if they're shutting down the zoom in capability of these videos or not, but what the last couple that I looked at just earlier today, I was not able to zoom in on these videos. So I don't know if they're censoring that or what, man. Okay, lights flashing on the ship could have been a sign to go, right? There was no, ships got these massive horns on them. At no point did a horn go off. There were no tugboats around that ship. An SOS call was put out. There was no traffic on the bridge. If there were legitimately any cars on that bridge, it was a construction crew that was up there. But I know there were no cars driving across that bridge. They had it shut down, and I could see that in the video. You could see the last couple cars go over like seconds before that boat hit the ship hit the thing, man. Yeah, the black box has its own batteries, but they're saying in the NTSB board meeting, they were saying that it was a backup power source that failed or something. But I'm thinking they have batteries. Exactly, C4. So we just got to have discernment. We got to think with our brains, tie our thinking cap on, and think about this, man. Okay. Now, since then, what I'm hearing out of some right-wing people that's alarming is Laura Logan is all of a sudden the one that's like got the best information. Everybody's going, Laura Logan, she knows what she's talking about, and she's calling it a cyber attack. And this doesn't look like a cyber attack to me. This looks like a nuts and bolts detonations, hijacked boat. I don't think there is a computer involved with this attack. And that, I don't know, maybe I just don't understand what a cyber attack actually means. But this was a nuts and bolts attack that resulted in a bridge falling into the Chesapeake Bay there. So to call this a cyber attack, and then for everybody to be lauding Laura Loomer's take on this thing, I'm not sure, man. Or Laura Logan's. Laura Logan is the one that's got a lot of information about this. So, and then another thing is there appears to be a link to Mitch McConnell's wife with this thing. We all know that Mitch is married to a Chinese lady. She's involved with a Chinese shipping company. And Mitch's like sister-in-law or sister died about 3 or 4 weeks ago because her car backed into some water and she died. And then days later, Mitch says he's retiring. He's not going to run again. I don't know, man. There's just so much weird stuff, man. I like Laura Logan. She came down to the Freedom Corner, man. She's on the J6 thing. But just like everybody else, never really gets anything done with the J6 thing. So, and nothing is getting done. Our representatives haven't done a thing for 1,179 days. Charlie Kirk hasn't got anything done. Steve Bannon hasn't got anything done. Those guys never even visited Freedom Corner. At least Laura Logan visited Freedom Corner a couple of times. Benny, he's never been down to Freedom Corner. So when we're talking about the uniparty in our government, I'm believing there's a uniparty in the media also. And the right-wing commentators give us some of the story and they leave out some of the story every single time. And the one thing that we don't need right now is a false distraction, okay? Another thing, General Flynn, he's out calling this thing a black swan event, you know? All I know is a tanker or a container ship hit a bridge and it fell in. Now, I don't know what a black swan is or what that has to do with anything, but now we got another term in the whole dialogue of what's going on. And, you know, why obfuscate the thing that we're talking about here? I'm a little disappointed in Flynn. And in general, I like Flynn, but Flynn was in the military, and we got a problem with our military right now. I know they went after Flynn, but fact of the matter is, Flynn got out of it without going to jail. They say he was bankrupted. So, I mean, at this point, everybody can be compromised. So I'm not like buddy buds with anybody on this matter, and I hope you guys aren't either. We got to make our own decide. I am we the people, and we the people are the ones that are going to solve this problem. And we got to keep our heads screwed on straight with it. There's just information flying all over the place. I want to know what's in them containers, man. That thing was so overloaded. It looked like they were sneaking it out of the harbor. I think it had to be that overloaded in order to, if this was a planned attack, it would have to have a lot of inertia in order to push that whole concrete thing off of, after they blasted it and pushed it off, in order to make that bridge fall down. I think the whole attack was meant to make that bridge fall down. It was meant to shut down that port. That's what whoever orchestrated this attack. And I'm calling it an attack. This was no accident. Okay, all right, Lee Bart, there's some information. I seen a short where a guy was watching and shows where he points out on the other side of the bridge, look like boom booms. It should be noticeable, man. I mean, if there was detonations on those girders, the end of that metal will have traces of explosives on it, okay? Where that concrete snapped, I think the main thing I want to be able to see right now is that concrete piling right there. I want to see the damage to the front of that boat, and I want to see that what's left of that concrete, man. Are they snapped off below water level? Because it sure looks that way. It appears that there is nothing left of those that one side. Was it a black swan event? I mean, I know black swan event is a term that you use for some type of an event that's a fake event or whatever. All right, so containers were empty, Carol Burton says. I was hearing the NTSB board was saying that there was toxic fuels in some of the containers. Very few of the containers actually fell off of the boat, though. Wow. Facebook took it down, Lee Bart says. I mean, right now, I don't want to learn what a black swan event is. I just want to figure out what happened on the bridge thing. And it just seems like that's a diversion tactic. Now, all right, this country is surrounded. We got a problem here. We know that 220 people in the military have stood up against the military and said the whole military is rotten at the top. They will do everything that they possibly can to legally and peacefully fight against the corruption at the top of the military. We know that the top of the FBI, the top of the CIA is rotten through and through. And there could be a group of patriots that are beginning a battle against the deep state right now and shutting down a port where they could have been smuggling human trafficking going on in that port. There could have been a lot of commerce. They're making a lot of money on commerce in that port. The fact that hardly anybody died in this massive accident leads me to believe that it was a benevolent force that made this accident happen, which would make it a white hat operation. And whereas most of our problems are in the cities, man. When you look at a map of the United States, the parts that are blue that they said the most votes in history that FJP got, 81 million votes, came from 16% of the counties in the whole country. So our problems are with urban areas. The urban areas are opposed to us people that live out in the country. The urban people are the ones with the retardation that thinks the Democrats are doing a good job, that want communism and socialism to take over their country through their political movement. So there is, this is not hurting the rural people, like the fires that have been happening in Texas, like all the food plants that have been going. I mean, there is definitely casualties on our side. And this is the first one that I see that is on their side, okay? Baltimore's a shithole. DC's a shithole. They are the main problems that we're having right now. Right, and right from the get-go, silly, that's exactly true, man. Government or FJB goes, we're gonna pay for it. Like normally, who would pay for it? Oops. Normally, this would be an insurance company matter. Or, you know, the international banker families would have to pay for this. Or the shipping company would have to fund it. But, and once again, where's FEMA? I thought we had this government thing called FEMA. I haven't seen FEMA in the last 2 years. Ever since all these big camps have been coming in, showing up down at the border, man. Yeah, hit the like, share button, subscribe if you haven't, share it out, tell your friends. Bring them in here, man. There's Ridgeline. How you doing, Ridgeline? Yeah, Lee Bart. I saw David went on, and I saw the second feed that he did, and he sounded very happy. David had a good day in court today with his custody battle. That was awesome, man. Right, Stu. Our small farmers we are under attack. So it's a three-ring circus. We got the federal government, we got the state governments, and we got the local governments. And here where I live, all three are fighting against conservative Christian people here. We are under attack from every direction, from every ring of the circus. That's right, silly. FEMA's at the border. Who are they helping? People that aren't even citizens in this country right now. FEMA doesn't show up for government-created disasters. So I don't know. I'm just a knucklehead with a YouTube channel, right? I'm just telling you how it looks from here. And it looks bad for us. And I hope somebody is fighting back for us. And if those people have to do certain things like this, I'd say job well done. Nobody got hurt. Because I don't believe that there were people in pickup trucks at the bottom of that water in 25 feet of water. Give me a break. And that's what the news is. That's all they found so far is 2 people in a pickup truck in 25 feet of water. The section of bridge that came down, that whole section is way more than 25 feet deep. The 25-foot deep water is off on the sides. That's right, the shipping company should pay for this, man. So if these, I don't want it to have to come to this, but they brought the battle to us. And if this is friendly fire, they did it well. They did it well. Baltimore's going to have to dig out. We've incapacitated Baltimore. We put a hurting on DC. And I'm all in favor of that. It's about time, actually. About time. Hi, Donna Ray. So yeah, in a nutshell, that ship was overloaded. There was more containers on that than I've ever seen. We got people calling it a cyber attack, but it sure looks like a boat just drove into a bridge. I don't know why you need a computer to do that, or why would you even call that a cyber attack. The concrete structure that was holding that side of the bridge is gone. It's not even stubs sticking out of the water. There's no damage, very little damage to the front of that ship. There were flashes at key points on the girder system while it was falling into the water. Flashes. So I don't know if metal makes a flash when you rip it apart like that. I'm sure there's sparks. There was a lot of sparks that happened on the other pilaster, the other support, as that bridge came down. You can see just a shower of sparks as that thing scrapes down the side of it. But that whole bridge falling down on that side of that pillar didn't knock that pillar over. That ship somehow knocked this whole concrete pillar over, okay? Which sounds impossible to me. You know, just physics and construction shit that I know about. The highway deck landed on top of that shipping container. So that seems odd. That something could crash into it like that, knock the whole thing over, and then the boat continues to move underneath the highway before it falls on top of it, okay? That just seems like odd. There's very little damage to the front of the ship, man. We got the National Transportation Safety Board on it, and there's links to Mitch McConnell and this is New World Order companies that run these shipping container businesses, you know. All right, we're going quick now, man. I can't even keep up on the comments here. Yes, this is the real Jericho Donneray. I don't know what I got going, but I am the troll magnet when it comes to fake channels, man. I think I set a record there. Somehow, I lost track of how many fake Jericho channels have been out there, man. All right, Jeff for Freedom, hello, how are you? We got the America's First Warehouse and Friends is honored to be at the Gutfeld show with two very dear friends. Mickey, what? Is that tonight? All right. That's on Fox, right? The Gutfeld show? Yeah, C4, there is. I was looking into being a bridge inspector. Me and my buddy, man, we like to climb. So we're into like, you know, ropes and climbing stuff. And we went on a kick where we were looking into what school you had to go to learn how to be a bridge inspector. And we just thought that would be the coolest job, to go around and throw a rope over to, you know, shut the bridge down. And you get to throw a rope over it, rappel down and take notes, you know, but we never did do it. But yes, bridges are highly inspected. They keep tabs on that. Okay. A cyber attack is any offensive maneuver that targets computer information systems, right? Computer networks. So I think the only way that you could say that this was a cyber attack is if, like, they took over the computers on the ship, right? And then everybody's standing on the ship going, hey, the controls don't work. I can't do anything. Like, that would be a cyber attack, I would assume. But it doesn't look like that, because the lights were coming on, then the lights were going off, then the black smoke starts coming out of the chimney. It's not my idea of what your quintessential cyber attack is. And I don't get why Lara Logan is saying that, you know? I mean, she's just all over it's a cyber attack, it's a cyber attack. That's right, Cleo, this was not an accident, prove me wrong. How many thousands of ships have gone in and out of that harbor without this happening? There was no blast of an air horn right before. Some people said that they were flashing the lights. to do a warning, so as if the horns weren't working or something. But yeah, prove me wrong. This was not an accident. This was a hit. That's right, Smalley. Let's put our heads together, man. We can figure this out. They're underestimating us. We can figure out what's going on here. Okay, we got some facts. All right, C4. The bridge was built in 1976 and opened in 1977. So if we just start collecting facts and stuff, that should be it. That's what we need to do. They lost the steering before losing power. Okay, then in just some other news here, I heard that Mike Johnson is going to be presenting the Senate with the Mayorkas impeachment on April 10th. That will be interesting to see what the Senate does with that. The House has already voted to impeach Mayorkas over the border debacle. And we'll see if the Senate follows through and gets rid of a guy who doesn't do his job and is allowing an invasion happen in our country. Bridge construction started in 72. That ship was in an accident in 2015. It was not supposed to be water ready. I saw a film of that accident. It was leaving a dock, and the whole back end of that boat just scraped along that dock for 200 feet. Hi, Tammy Mundy. Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of these comments from merchant marines and other people that have been in the industry that came out. Thanks for that, KA. So when is Mickey and Nicole going to be on Gutfeld? Is that tonight? Deb, I missed something in here. Yeah, if they lost the steering, how did the ship make a hard turn to hit the bridge? So the hard turn was made quite a ways before they got to the bridge. And they say that they threw the anchor, but I never saw an anchor out on that boat there. From all the footage I've seen today, I did not see an anchor chain hanging off of the front of that boat. And then right before it hit the bridge, it does look like it was a slight redirection, maybe 5 or 10 seconds before it hit the bridge. Hey, PB, how are you? Right, the hard right turn. That thing looked like it was heading out to the right spot where it would have had to go. And then it made a hard right turn. It was heading straight for that piling. The I don't know what you call it, the support, the piling. All right, Ridgeline, thanks for joining us for a little bit today. Stop in and see us on the corner tonight, Ridgeline. Seems quite similar to the Sunshine Skyway bridge collapse in 1980. I don't remember that one. The hard turn was from the anchor, but the anchor didn't extend out all the way. So yeah, I don't know, man. There's just a lot to think about here. I know it looks like they wanted to take the bridge out. It was a successful operation. Now, whether or not that was good guys or bad guys, if it was bad guys, they didn't kill many people. And if it was good guys, it definitely hurt the cities, Baltimore and DC. I mean, I pray for the people of Baltimore, but these globalist companies, I could care less if they were going to lose out billions of dollars. Right, KA. How could you get a power outage? They got backup, everything on those ships. And I always thought there was a tugboat escort coming in and out of them harbors. Even though the thing was under power, its own power, I always thought there was at least like 2 tugboats that not guided, but just went along with them in case they were needed in a last minute emergency. If there were 2 tugboats there, this wouldn't have happened, basically. Right, and then the power went out again, right, Tammy Green? So there's a lot of just things that aren't adding up right now. And I do know that we are under attack, Patriots. Our farmers are under attack now. Our power systems. Did you see that hailstorm that took out that massive solar array out in the Midwest somewhere? Right, Donna Ray, they always have a tugboat nearby. That's what I always thought. But I'm not a merchant marine, so I'm not sure. Ooh, I do know a merchant marine. I should call him up tonight. Yeah, you should. The Massachusetts Maritime Academy. Yeah, they would have opinions on that. I'm gonna call my buddy up, man. He's retired merchant marine, man. He had some great stories. He was an engine room guy too. He would know. He can't hear anything anymore because he worked in engine rooms for 30 years. Blew his eardrums out in there. That's right, Boomer. We know they're here already. They're out killing random children and women now. The rogue element of the invading army, the ones that can't keep a line on. The rest of them are maintaining order in 43 of our cities right now. FJB flew them right into the cities, man. Okay, so I just figured out we got 32 weeks till November 5th, which is when this election is coming up. And we, the people, got to secure that election. C4, it could have been a lot worse. Very benevolent terrorists, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say these were very, very nice terrorists? If they had to do something, then they made sure the SOS signal went out. I would think if a terrorist was doing that act, they would not want the SOS signal to go out. If it was a cyber attack, I would think they would keep the SOS signal from going out. Dan Nunn. Bill, Barry, and Joe tonight. I was wondering if Trump actually made it to the memorial service for that police officer, too. Yeah, in the meantime, we got the New York mayor. He's got 1,000 National Guardsmen down in the subways keeping order. They got some new electromagnetic weapon detector. Millions and millions of dollars to keep you safe, New York. Hi, Stu. How you doing, Kathy? And Jamie. All right. Great patriots right there. Gretchen Whitmer. He did go to the funeral. All right, man. What a guy. What a guy. And then spoke afterwards. That's amazing, man. Trump is something else, man. We're so blessed to have him. I heard the mayor of Houston, Texas, is declaring that Houston, Texas is broke right now. Of course, that's where all the California Democrats moved into Houston 20, 30 years ago. There's a link to that hailstorm. This is something else. I don't know if you guys ever seen any footage of this. It's very, very bizarre. There is a massive solar array out there. I mean, it has got to be hundreds of acres, nothing but solar panels. And a big hailstorm went through there, but not every panel is smashed. That's what I don't get, man. There will be a whole row of smashed panels with one here and one here that didn't get smashed. And each panel has 40 or 50 smash marks on it. Trump did go to the memorial. Yeah, and FJB's doing a fundraiser. Unbelievable, man. Trump paid the mortgage for the guy's house. Houston's a sanctuary city, right? So I don't know if they can control these weather events or not, but okay, I'm also seeing doorbell footage of laser beams tracking neighborhoods. Have you guys seen any of that today? This is the first day I've seen that story out there. And I don't know if it's something nefarious or if it's just some type of a mapping thing, but there is definitely footage of laser beams scanning like yards and going right over the houses and everything. And it's very weird looking. It's like dots, a line with like, I don't know, 3 or 4 wide dots. Just dot, 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 dot. It's some type of a laser tracking device. I've never seen that before. Today was the first day that I saw doorbell video footage of that. Causing global warming. That could be Harbor. Yeah, the hailstorms, man. They'll trash those things. 10,000 acres. I saw the footage of it. I couldn't believe how big that thing was, man. Chinese illegals being shipped to Alaska. Do directed energy weapon mapping, possibly. Yeah, they were speculating that it could just be like Google Earth scanning things, but I've never, ever seen that before. And that Google Earth has been around for, what, 20 years now? Yeah. LiDAR. I didn't think LiDAR had a visible beam to it. I thought LiDAR was all sound. Plane loads of Chinese going to Alaska. How odd is that? Well, we got 2 ways of influencing, and that's our vote. And we know that ain't right. We got 32 weeks until that election to try to change that and elect in good people, elect out the bad ones. And we got our money, patriots. So we got 32 weeks. We can give our money to local people that actually do work and perform and manufacture things for us, or we could give it to New World Order corporations. I mean, maybe we should really, really, really get serious about where we spend our monies. No more Tyson Foods stuff at the stores. I think we could put a dent in that. I mean, if we got real serious and just real tight about not spending any money with these New World Order corporation companies. I don't know where you get shoes, though, or where you get, all our clothes. There's no clothes that are made in America anymore. That's where our gas and our oil is, up there in Alaska. That's right, man. Probably planning to take it over. Yeah, the chemtrails. Tennessee made a law against chemtrails. So now all these people that have been telling me it's just water vapor coming out of the back of the jet. How do you make a law against water vapor coming out of the back of the jet? I mean, to me, people in Tennessee knew something. The legislators knew that they are definitely spraying us. And we know they are. We know they are. It looks totally different. There's multiple different kinds of chemtrails. If you look at them, if you watch them. I've been watching them for 7 years now. New Balance, are they an American company? Shoes? If they are, that's the only shoe I'm going to buy between now and November. Okay, Kathy Gilman's got something here. Oop, I just missed it. Is that a YouTube channel? WGO Shipping on YouTube. And over here. With additional links about tugboats. No theories, but step by step of the occurrence and mapping. Okay, that sounds like a great source there, Kathy. Thank you for that. Like just tugboat professionals telling you what they know and what looks funny and what doesn't possibly. I am the appropriate age for New Balance. I like that company Keen. I've always had Keens, man. They fit really good. And yeah, Barron Trump wears New Balance, Smalley, so he's cool. Yeah, thanks for that tip there, Kathy Gilman. All right, C4, drive safe. Gator's taking the night off tonight, C4, so we got to get into Sapphire Patriot chat early, if you can make it. I'll be there. I'm planning on it. Yeah, I like the Keen boots, and they just got a different shape to them. It fits my foot a lot better. They sure are expensive, though, so they probably are made in America. It just seems odd. Yeah, Amish folks do make their own clothing. So yeah, I guess I'll go check for the Amish, see if I can get some pants made. There it is. So we got the link. What's going on with the shipping YouTube channel? Awesome, Sylvia. There's another bridge disaster near Independence, Ohio. Another wreck under a bridge. I saw one that had just a mulch fire kind of near a bridge. It wasn't anything though. $250 for boots. Okay, New Balance are manufactured in Massachusetts and Maine. So there you go, Patriots. Buy New Balance shoes, you're employing Americans. That was news to me. Thanks for that news, Patriots. Colorado says SOM Footwear is out of Montrose, Colorado. Keen is American made in Portland. All right, that's cool. That's probably why they cost a lot of money. SOM. I'm not sure what that is. Red Wing work boots, $286 a pair. Yeah, shoes ain't cheap, man. All right, we got a lot of information put out today. Good job, Patriots. We come together. Muckluck boots made in Alaska. Red Wing made in Minnesota. All right, I didn't know we had so many options for shoes. But that's what we got to do. We got to stop giving our money to these globalists. They hate us. They want us out of the picture. They're attacking us. They're facilitating the raid on our country right now. They're facilitating human trafficking. They're selling slaves. It's a human travesty. It's horrible. The human suffering that results from their greed is beyond what you can imagine. Made in America by a Chinese company. Is America like the only country in the world that allows that stuff? All right, Patriots, we got 32 weeks to secure that election. So we're talking about work strikes. It's the only way like everybody can get together. And all right, J6 in 20 minutes. All right, let's wrap it up here, Patriots. We are going to start talking about a national work strike, though, because that's one way we can all come together. I recommend it starting this Friday at 3 o'clock. It's going to take a while till we get everybody on board with it, but if you can get away with it wherever you work, at 3 o'clock, walk out. Call it the walkout FJB strike, because we want them to walk out FJB out of that White House, man. We'll walk out until they walk him out. And that's peaceful. That's a peaceful way to do it, right? But we need 100 million people to do this with us. So if we started at 3 o'clock this Friday, we'll start it at 2 o'clock next Friday. If they don't listen to us then, we'll start it at 1 o'clock next Friday. And in 32 weeks, we're going to be taking 4 days off a week. And that will cripple the economy. So I don't know if that's a good idea. You guys sleep on that, think about that a while. I don't know anybody else got a better idea, but I'll just throw that one out there. So God bless you, Patriots. I'll see you at the Freedom Corner Vigil tonight. Hope you stop in and say hello to me. And let's just keep it together, Patriots. This is Jericho, over and out.